The Wellerman is a New Zealand folk song that traces its origins back to the 19th century. While its recent surge in popularity on social media gave it global attention, the song's history is rooted in a specific time and place. It speaks to the life and labor of whalers and supply workers in New Zealand during a key period of colonial expansion and economic activity. The title refers to employees of the Weller brothers, who were early European settlers and traders in New Zealand. Edward, George, and Joseph Weller established a whaling station near Otakou on the South Island in the 1830s. This station, like others in the region, supported shore-based whaling operations. The workers involved in this industry hunted southern right whales and sperm whales, both of which were abundant in the waters around New Zealand at the time. The Wellers' business model depended not only on the whaling itself, but also on the supply chain. Ships and workers needed goods, flour, sugar, tea, rum, and other staples to keep going. These supplies came via the Wellermen, men sent by the Weller brothers to deliver provisions to the remote whaling stations. The Wellermen were critical to the operation. Without them, whalers would have been isolated and cut off from the food and equipment they needed to continue their work. The lyrics of the song reference this directly. Lines like, "Soon may the Wellermen come to bring us sugar and tea and rum," reflect the hope and expectation that the supply ships would arrive soon. The song captures both the drudgery and danger of whaling and the workers' dependence on the supply network that kept them going. While often referred to as a sea shanty, the Wellerman is technically more of a ballad. Sea shanties were typically work songs sung on ships to coordinate labor, especially tasks like hauling on lines or raising sails. Their rhythm helped keep sailors working in sync. The Wellerman, by contrast, was more likely sung in leisure or after work, as a way to tell stories or reflect on shared experience. Its slower pace and narrative structure supports this. The historical setting is worth noting. In the early 1800s, New Zealand was not yet a British colony. European settlement was limited but growing. Whaling and sealing attracted Europeans because the work, though brutal, was lucrative. The Weller brothers were part of this wave, and their operations played a role in establishing a European presence in the region. They were among the first to build a sustained commercial enterprise in New Zealand, one that linked it to global markets for whale oil and baleen. However, the industry also brought conflict. Whalers and traders interacted frequently with the Māori communities. These relationships were complex. They were instances of cooperation, intermarriage, and shared labor, but also exploitation, violence, and disease. The introduction of alcohol, new weapons, and foreign diseases had lasting consequences for the indigenous population. Some Maori worked alongside the Europeans in whaling and received goods or pay in return, while others resisted European encroachment. The Weller brothers' business eventually failed in the 1840s. A combination of overhunting, poor management, and increasing legal complications after New Zealand became a British colony contributed to the collapse. Whale populations also declined due to overexploitation. By the late 19th century, the industry had shrunk considerably, and many of the stations had been abandoned or repurposed. The Wellerman itself was not widely published or recorded during the 19th century. Like many folk songs, it survived through oral tradition. It was first written down in the mid-20th century by Neil Colquhoun, a New Zealand teacher and folk song collector. He credited the song to F.R. Woods, who said he had learned it from his uncle, a whaler. This kind of transmission, through memory and performance, kept the song alive for over 100 years before it appeared in any formal collection. Interest in maritime songs surged in the 20th century. especially during the folk revival movements of the 1950s and 1960s. During this time, the Wellerman began to appear in recordings and performances by folk groups. It remained relatively niche until 2021, when a Scottish singer named Nathan Evans posted a version of it on TikTok. The video went viral and others began adding harmonies and new arrangements. This sparked a short-lived but intense online movement dubbed shanty talk. The appeal of the Wellerman during this resurgence was partly musical. Its steady rhythm and clear structure made it easy to sing along with. But it also captured a sense of shared work, struggle, and perseverance. Feelings that resonated with many people during the COVID-19 pandemic. The image of workers waiting for supplies, living in harsh conditions, and holding on to routine echoed life under lockdown for some listeners. While this new wave of popularity was unexpected, it brought new attention to a song that had long existed on the edge of history. The Wellerman is not just a catchy tune. It carries the memory of a specific labor system, economic model, and historical moment. It reflects the ways people found meaning and community in hard conditions, and how music served not only as entertainment, but also as a record of working life. In short, the Wellerman is a song with roots in real labor, real history, and real people. Its resurgence shows how older songs can still find an audience, especially when they tap into experiences that are, at their core, human and shared across generations.